Hello friends, welcome back to Mana Birds. Murilo Amber right here. Today we're gonna talk about 5 big tournaments in Pauper we had last weekend. Before I start this video, I'd like to tell you we have subtitles for different languages. If you don't speak English, like if English is not your first language, it's not mine neither. I have that in Italian, in Portuguese, in Spanish, and also English. So that's gonna help you to understand me. Just click in the CC in the video and choose what language you want. So if you need another language, let me know. I'm gonna bring that to you. To start the video, we can say the format right now is really well balanced. Any one of the first decks, the tournaments, was the same. They were all different. And the second also, the format is really well balanced. We have 20, 30 different kinds of decks, then you easily can win. First one, we have the mono blue aggro with a little more percentage, but that is from the leagues, is not for the paper. It starts with the Brazilian one, Circuito Liga Magic. We had 2 tournaments. One is the final one. And they say it's the final one because they do in the local game stores. I believe, I can be wrong, my friends, please help me out. I think it's 5 leagues, different days, and they have a top 8 for that, and 1 or 2 slots to qualify for the final tournament. So it's not just pay and play, but you need to qualify. 164 players. My friend Felipe Primo, e aí mano, was the second one with Red Aggro. And you see how I said we have a lot of different games. In Brazil was a little bit more mono reds. And something that caught my attention was the hot dogs. I'm gonna bring to you this deck for you guys maybe next week. And this mono red was not that people playing right now with the Madness. I have a game that I just posted today for a Madness. I think it was 4-1, deck is really strong. But this one is the humans with the creatures, the aggro deck. I did 4-1 with this deck also, and this deck is really fun and amazing. It's consistent. You have cards for the late game like Reckless Impulse, Experimental Synthesizer. You can get back to the game. And people playing with Madness Burn now, so it's not a lot of decks playing with End the Festivities or another removals, like to sweep the table. This deck is something interesting you should try. My friend, the Felipe Primo, play with a Aggro. Something different. What is that? 2 mana, sacrifice all creatures you control gains fly in the end of the turn. Wow, to finish the game. Interesting, I never seen this card before in Pauper. Really nice list and solid. He has another copy also on the sideboard. Interesting. Also, the hot dogs, how I said. They play now with 12 creatures. We have the Killing Fiend. And 2 copies of those get +3/+0 until the end of the turn. I believe the reason is format is really fast. People don't play more with like a Dimir Terror, so it's not fault and other removals is not that popular. So these decks like Infect, Hot Dogs will be back. High Tide, really strong combo. Any one of here in the top 8. Alright, congratulations. Who won the tournament was João Vitor, Felipe Primo em segundo lugar. Nice, nice. The other Brazilian tournament with 126 players was a mono white. Traditional list. We don't have any change. Normal. All playing with Holy Light. Interesting. This list cannot win against High Tide. Alright, you need to have more sideboards. I'm gonna show you later to win against High Tide. And talking about Paupergeddon, one of my dreams is go for this tournament. Maybe next year I can have a Italian trip with my family and I can play. Why I have to do a trip to play? Because my wife is not allowed me to go play Pauper without her in Italian. She said, no, if you want to go, I have to be there with you. So the first one was a trial. And look that, Auras won this tournament, 174 players. We had, that looked more solid to me, but those two top decks took my attention. A lot of spy right now in the format. I don't think this deck is that strong. I need to try because Relic can win this deck easily. But okay, it's a traditional list for Auras. I have maybe 3 or 4 videos in my channel. They always with this list don't change that much. Sideboard, gut shot, 3 copies, just that is different, all the rest is the same. And the second one was the spy deck. This deck is coming really strong. If you check right here, let me show you, because yesterday I checked this deck. Spy combo. Look how many 5-0s they doing now with this deck. So it's something spice. Something you need to pay attention. And against Relic, he can just or removal for your hand with this card right here, or counter later during the game. There is no other way to win against a Relic. So I don't like to play with those decks that opponent plays one card and you lose the game, you know. Really important to have a few copies of Relic in your sideboard right now. Tormod Script or Relic. June Wildfire, we didn't see that much in the Brazilian tournaments in this really strong deck. We did also, I think, a 4-1 when I played here in the channel last month. Elves is a good deck, how I said. Mono Red Aggro is not that famous, so people is not playing with a lot of sweepers, a lot of global removal, so Elves is coming strong. Urzatron, thanks God we don't see a lot of this deck, I hate this deck. That is my opinion. I like to play with deck that not gonna take 5 hours to play, you know. And if you play a big tournament like Paupergeddon, you have a lot of games during the day, maybe 10, 12 games. It's important to have a little time between one game and another to refresh your mind, to have some food, go to the restaurant. And those decks go always for a late game, the last 5 turns. When finish the time, it's different online and paper. When finish the time, you have 5 turns. If you go to the 5 turns, when finish the 5 turns, you start the next round. And you don't have a time to refresh your mind or to use the restroom. That is something you need to think about when you play big tournaments. The second tournament for Paupergeddon with 92 players was Ephemerate 1. Then I have the Mono Blue Aggro. We don't see a lot of Mono Blue Aggros in the others tournaments, and it's probably the strongest deck in the format. Traditional list for Ephemerate, you don't have anything crazy, anything new. It's a familiar deck. Sideboard. What is that? Oh, exact creature. Oh wow. This is spicy. Now we know why this deck won the tournament against the Mono Blue. They have what's the name in English? Circle of Protection Blue. That is really old. I love this card. Nice. And a Madness Burn. Another copy of Spy. You see a Tron. We see a lot of Trons now. Where's a Tron? There's a traditional one. People play more with a mono black list. That is the one that we hate with a fog. Oh my man. I hope I never play against this deck. And the last and big one. Dun dun dun. They say they had 1,076 players. I believe it was a mistake. I think it's 176. I never see a Pauper tournament more than that. That is something crazy. If you play this tournament and they had 1,000 players, please let me know. But I think it's not possible. And the deck that won the tournament was Caw Gates. We don't see this deck anymore in Magic Online. This deck is slow. It's not bad, but it's good against mono red, and I don't know how this deck can win against blue decks. Let's check right here in Goldfish about this deck, the Caw Gates. It's not like top 20. Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 14, 21. Is around the 20. Okay, we have a few. Oh, apologize, we have a few 5-0s now. One guy did 2 5-0s the same day. Brivanix has also a YouTube channel, really good player. Wasn't in 12 position right here. Okay. Caw Gates. What is good in Caw Gates? Sideboard. I think it's the best color for sideboard. We have blue Elemental Blast, red Elemental Blast, and you can have just to dust. This is amazing card. I don't know why people in the white don't play that much with this card right here. It's good against Mirror. It's good against the high tide combo. This card is like GG. It's against auras, a lot of decks. You should have at least 2 or 3 copies if you play with white. So sideboard is really, really good here, you see? Against spy combos, dredge combos, against any blue deck, against any red, just 2 copies against red, because this deck is good against mono red. They have 3 prismatic strands main deck. And against affinity, there we don't see a lot of affinities anymore. We see Giant Wildfire with the artifact lands, but not affinity. I didn't see any affinity, I think. Another Gru, another Tron. Red Aggro. 2 weeks ago, I brought this deck to the channel and we did 5-0. The list is a little different. But it's a good list. I like it. In the main deck, wow, it's interesting. What else we have here? Ephemerate, we have 1 high tide, more mono blue aggros, 1 dredge. So how I said, metagame is really well balanced. Any deck you can play. Pauper is always about not what deck you play, but how is the what's going on in the Pauper. So you need to know the sideboard. I think sideboard is more important, and probably that's why. What's the name of the guy who won the tournament? Pietro Carotti. Maybe that's why he won the tournament, because his sideboard was really good. Congratulations. That's it, guys. Congratulations for my Italian people, for the Brazilian people. And I'm gonna bring another game right now for Pauper. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Let me know what deck you want me to bring to you. What deck? All those decks that won tournaments, and the second one we have in the channel. And I try to bring different decks. I think I have to bring now the Sky one, because Sky combo. A lot of people play with this deck and look strong. Thanks so much for watching again. See you guys next time.